Guys, what's up? I know it's been absolutely forever since I've filmed a video, and it's because I'm working out some issues with my camera right now. Every time I decide to record, the audio and the visuals kind of don't sync up. So it's in the shop right now, and I've been dealing with that for a couple months. So I thought I would record a tutorial on my Mac. I know the quality isn't the best, but at least it's some content. So I'm going to do my everyday makeup look, and yeah, I'm using a lot of new products that I have gotten recently that I'm falling in love with very slowly. And if you don't know, NYX opened up a store in Canada in the Toronto area, so I got some new products from them that I'm going to be featuring in this video, and I'm very, very happy with them. They were like super inexpensive. And yeah, so also don't mind the background. I know it's messy, but this is where I do my makeup because it's the best natural light, and I have a mirror back there. So first I'm going to prime my skin. I already put moisturizer on, but I wanted to show you this primer. This is the Mineral Fusion Illuminating Primer. I've talked about this before in my Mineral Fusion video, but what I like about this is that it is an illuminating primer. It has like little gold flecks in it, which make your skin look illuminated, but the base of this is almost like a silicone feel. So if you do have oily skin, this is good because it does kind of mattify your face, but then gives it the luminosity you want. So you could put this wherever you want to be illuminated most. My skin's really dry right now, so I'm going to put this everywhere. As you can see, it looks like it has like a yellow cast. Once you blend it out, it goes away. And I do recommend this mostly for people with maybe like a yellow skin tone or a darker complexion. I'm not super dark, but I'm like a NC 35. But I don't know. I feel like L'Oreal Lumi would work better on people that are fair because it has that white cast. I do use it sometimes, but so once that's blended in, I like to give it a couple minutes to set, and while I do that, I'll talk about my next product, and I'm going to be using foundation. This is the best foundation I've ever used, in my personal opinion. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. Don't think this is necessarily like super matte. It's not thick. It's not like you put on your face and it sets, but it does a good job at not making me feel oily. It matches me. I'm in the color 220, and I love it. I've used tons of high-end foundations, and I think I like this better. The Naked Skin by Urban Decay was one of my favorites, as I've said before on my blog, but the color didn't quite match me. I seemed to realize after I was using it for a while, it still was a little bit too pinky, even though it was their warm collection, so, I don't know. But I do really love this, and it matches my face perfectly. So for those of you who have a hard time finding foundations and you're yellow tone, try this brand or this line because I love it. I'm just going to put quite a bit on my hand, like so, and spread that on my face. Now the brush that I'm using today is a NYX brush, and I just bought this, but I freaking love it. It is the NYX, I think it's called a buffing brush, but it's the 03 brush. It's super kind of dense, and it just blends my foundation like a dream. I love it. And I feel like I don't need to go super heavy-handed with this brush either. This is a buildable foundation, but I would watch because it does crease. I've noticed that when I've put quite a bit on, I find a lot of issues here and on my laugh lines here, so just be careful. I try to apply most of my product elsewhere. My problem areas are mostly on my cheeks and under my eyes. I do like putting foundation under my eyes because I go in with a concealer much lighter than my skin tone for highlighting, and I feel like if I don't kind of conceal the dark circles first, you're gonna definitely highlight the dark circles, so I do try to cover it up a bit with my foundation. Not a crazy amount, but I do like putting some on there. Finished, I'm going to be using a concealer, and again, this is from the Maybelline Fit Me line. I absolutely love this line. I've never used their powders, but as for the face products, these together are my favorite. The thing I like about this is that it feels like you're putting water on your face. It's super hydrating, but it's not dewy at all. You do have to set it, obviously, but it's just so light, but it has a very good coverage, as you can see. Also, as you can see, this is lighter than my skin tone, but that's okay. So I'm just going to highlight under my eyes, down my nose, on my chin, and up here, kind of. And I'm just going to use the same brush to blend this in. I am working out which brush I want to use for my concealer right now, so... Under my eyes, I like to pat my concealer in because I don't want to blend away the coverage or the highlight, so I just like to pat. So like I said, I did go into NYX and I bought a couple of things. I wanted to get the contour palette, which they didn't even end up having. It was sold out, obviously, and the banana powder was gone, and I was like, oh, that's the one thing I wanted was the banana powder. So I kind of found an alternative, and I don't know how effective this is compared to the banana powder, but this is what I bought. This is the, I believe it's the color in cream from their highlight and contour line, and then this is Sienna from their highlight and contour line. This is not like the banana powder where it's super yellow, but it's a little bit yellow and it has that undertone, and it is super like much lighter than my skin tone. So I'm using this as a banana powder for now until I can get one, but it does work quite well on my skin tone because I'm dark. I've had some issues trying like actual yellow powders because it looks like you can tell I'm wearing like a light powder. So I'm just going to take this Kabuki brush from Real Techniques, pat that under my eyes. I'm going to set the rest of my face. To do that, I use this powder by Covergirl. It's just a loose powder. I've used this to bake. It works pretty good. It's translucent. And yeah, it's just their mineral powder. The only thing I don't like about it is the scent. But what are you going to do? So for this, I'm just going to use the same brush. But I'm going to use a powder puff first and just kind of place it on my face. I'm just going to use the same brush just to blend this in. I do avoid the eye area. So next I'm going to contour. I'm going to use the Sienna color. It's just a cool tone brown. And I'm going to use it on my Hola brush. This is like honestly the best thing. You buy Hola, you get like a bronzer for $30 with a brush, and then this brush works really well. I've washed mine a couple times too, and it hasn't really fallen apart. So I've just kind of kept that. This is really pigmented, so just be careful if you do buy it. I was really shocked. So now that that's contour, I freaking love this shade and I love their things. I'm definitely going to try to pick up some more. So as I said, I have been using new products, and this is the new blush that I've been using. I've never been a blush girl. I've always just contoured and bronzed my face and put no blush on, but this has changed my life, I swear. I got this. This is the Clinque Cheek Pop blush in Cola Pop. It just looks like this. If you do like really swatch it, it is like a really dark color, but you kind of have to be really light-handed with this. Like so. It's such a pretty color. Any of the Clinique Cheek Pops are fantastic. I've used them on people when I've been doing their makeup. Heather pop is also really pretty. It's like a bronze color, but I love them, and I definitely want to get more colors. Now, for highlight, which is something I always do, I'm using the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop by Jaclyn Hill. I love this. It has a special place in my heart, and yeah, it's just a really pretty champagne color. I'm going to use this on a Morphe M441. This is an eye blending brush, but I really like it for highlighter because it's small enough you can just kind of get in there. I do put a generous amount of this on the tip of my nose. And use the L'Oreal Infallible, the super slim eyeliner, and I really like this because it does have like a felt tip. What I have been doing is, this is running out, but it's still kind of like working. Like, it's not the best, but I kind of map out where I'm going with this and then go in with the NYC one. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to use this as a mirror. So now I can go over it with the other one. The thing I like about this too, it's really black and it's super pigmented and matte. But I wipe off like a ton of the product because it can get messy. Okay, so that's how the eyeliner turned out. I like it because it works. Next, I'm going to do my eyebrows. I use the Meet Matte Nude palette, which is extremely dirty, and I use this color right here, which is Matte Wood, as you can see. This one cracked and fell out. Okay, but I use this and a small angled brush by Morphe. I just essentially outline my brow, missing the front, and then fill it in. Once it's filled in, I'm just going to blend the front out. I'm just going to take a detailing brush by Real Techniques and put it in my full coverage concealer by NYX. This is in the shade CJ04. This is my shade, no highlighting or anything, and I'm just going to take a little bit of this and clean out my brows. Once it's cleaned up, I'm just going to use the Maybelline Brow Drama. This one's in dark brown, I believe, deep brown, and I'm just going to comb through my brows and fluff up the front. Lashes, which I haven't done yet, I'm using the Revlon Photo Ready 3D Volume mascara. This is my favorite because it looks like they're real, but this is discontinued, so you can't get it. I'm sorry. Alright guys, so that's my finished look. This is what I do pretty much every day, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!